Hey there, welcome back to Reddit Stories, Cookie Edition. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more Reddit stories. Seeing other woman because wife has no interest in sex. Married, 12 years, male, 46, female 44. My wife and I have been married for almost 20 years. We dated on and off before getting married. She used to be a good time. She was usually playful, liked having fun, and had a terrific sense of humor. Everything changed as she began to progress in her work, and we had our 2 children. That fine sense of humor began to wane, at least in me. I've overheard her laughing and being silly on the phone with her buddies. Then she became much more committed to religion. I'm not devoted and I've never hidden it. In fact, I've told her explicitly that my dedication to the church isn't the same as hers. So it's not like it came as a complete surprise to her. After the kids were born, between us became more of a work for her, and she was no longer in the mood. I tried texting her, lying in bed with her and stroking her, and being playful to instigate, but nothing worked. I eventually asked her whether she was still interested in at this time. She said no. Since she said no, I've been thinking about her. I began sleeping in the guest bedroom. What's the sense of sharing a bed with your partner if she's not interested in? I'm on my 3rd year of sleeping in the guest bedroom. As time passed, I began taking a class last summer, which I adore. A new student entered the class around September/October, and we hit it off immediately away. For the sake of the tale, let's name her Linda. The majority of our meetings took place during our 1-hour lesson. We'd have lunch together later and then go our separate ways. It's December, and our class went to a restaurant. Linda and I went. We each drove in our own automobiles. We hung over at the conclusion of our class excursion and drank more, and as time passed, we began to become a little touchy-feely with each other. We had to remain in the parking lot a little longer to sober up, but it gave us an opportunity to be a lot more touchy-feely and kissy. So we ended ourselves in her house, in her bed, wearing our birthday suits. There was some foreplay, but it didn't go all the way. We've kept in contact through text since then. We bump into each other in class. Let's go back to last weekend. We met at a pub and ended going back at her apartment, and things did progress all the way. I awoke at 2:30 a.m., returned home, and went to bed in the guest bedroom, as I always do. The conversation and moments I've had with Linda have been much greater than what I've had with my wife in the previous 3-5 years, which I find extremely sad. This is my tale of infidelity, but at the same time, and I'm not trying to justify it, my wife has cheated me out of a good connection with her. To be fair, when married, it's meant to be with each other. This is when married couples should screw each other till both can't go on. Comment. Maybe there is a reason her wife acts differently towards you. You said she's still fun and goofy with others. Are you doing her share of house chores and cooking? Are you doing her part raising your children? If not, maybe she's exhausted. Doing those things plus working is hard. A marriage isn't always, this is what I need from you. It is also asking, what can I do for you? I feel like you should have communicated this to her years ago. Also, be 100% honest. You sound like an awe when you say, like, what's the point of sleeping in the same bed as your spouse if she's not interested in? Love, companionship, good times, laughter, the list goes on. You are responsible for your own marriage. You can't just check out when you don't get your way. This post sounds like her trying to justify her infidelity and blame your wife for your marriage. You should have communicated, got counseling, make efforts to understand her love language, etc. OP reply. I'm glad you asked about house duties and such. She's very disorganized and very messy person and always has been. The master bedroom is a huge mess and it really disgusts me. I've always been the organized, very minimal, and clean person. She's even complained on why I'm so clean. Why? I simply like a presentable and orderly house. We didn't pay $350K plus for this house just so it could look like a landfill. I've always picked up after everyone and I tried to keep up with the cleanliness of the house. But I've given up lately because it's 3vs1. The only rooms that are tip-top clean is the guest room I stay in, the bathroom I use, and the room I work out of. The rest looks like a landfill. When it comes to house repairs, I take care of it without question. If it's something I have to hire someone for, then I hire someone. The times I've done major repairs myself, not once did she offer to help, offer any drinks, or offer any food. I would have the door open and ask the kids to get me a glass of water. Don't get me started with the trash. I'm okay taking out the trash on trash day, but when the kitchen trash can is overflowing, don't keep stuffing trash into it. Just tie it up and place it in the garage. As for the kids, my older one is starting to notice the laziness that's come over her. He would mention how she only lays in bed and watches Netflix or plays on her phone all day. She's good when it comes to church studies because that's where her focus is now. Every now and then she's helped with actual school work. Usually it's me getting after the older kid to do his homework or needs any help. 95% of the time, I take my kids to their after-school activities and I drop off/pick up my kids from school. It's rare that I can't, and when those rare days come up, I ask her to do it. 3-4 mornings, I make breakfast for the kids. My wife will usually dress them up and prepare their lunches and backpacks. Then I drop them off at school. I volunteered 2 or 3 times at my kid's school, and I think she went 1 time. I'm not trying to keep score, but this is what I've been through. In recent times, I've offered her food that I've cooked, but she refuses it. I've stopped asking because I always get no. From time to time, when I go out for a coffee, I always get her one. Story 2. Found out my GF of 2 years was cheating on me at a strip club full of guys. Context. I reside in China, but aim to go to Mexico shortly, so I'll most likely be gone by the time you read this. China's LGBTQ people are good. It's legal to be, but it's frowned upon, and we can't adopt or marry. Recognition is difficult to come by, but it's preferable than worrying for my life. My girlfriend and I had been dating for 2 years when this happened, and we met in a karaoke club. I just moved out of my dorm after encountering the regular drug-addicted housemates and into the home of one of my closest friends. Because I don't want to use anything to identify them, I'll call them NJ. Anyway, NJ is letting me stay at their place for a nominal monthly fee and to help out around the house. My GF was irritated when I moved in because she accused me of attempting to hit on NJ despite the fact that I had no or romantic feelings for him. After a disagreement over my living with my closest buddy, which I could understand, I decided that I didn't want to live in a slum again. I'm now working at a mediocre McDonald's, so when I received a message from NJ, I wasn't shocked since he normally messages me during my lunch break. The message reads something like, "Did you see your girlfriend at school today?" Of course, this isn't a perfect translation, but you get the concept. "No, I've been at work," I respond, since I only go to school on Tuesdays and Thursdays and work the other days. On Sundays, I'm sometimes absent, but not often. And Jay claims she wasn't at school today, which is unusual given that she is a huge education geek who will chastise me for missing days. I'm worried for her in case she gets wounded or her vehicles run out of petrol. I'm sure she phoned by now, but I ended up calling her before my break finished in 5 minutes. Eventually, the ex-girlfriend answered the phone, and you could hear crazy music in the background, as well as intoxicated yelling, despite the fact that it was just 12 p.m. She's frightened on the phone because you know that trashy Gantz music will always play at 1 a.m. down that nasty lane. I hear a door open, and it's obvious she's outside, but my GF attempts to act as if she's at a school reunion, despite the fact that it's not a tradition around here. I could immediately hear another guy's voice on the other end of the line slurring words, but I couldn't hear for the life of me. I ended up breaking up with her this early in the morning after I finished weeping. I had planned on us relocating to my grandmother's house in Mexico and subsequently getting our own apartment, but evidently I wasn't attractive enough to her. She attempted to use my mental health as a reason to complain, but to be honest, I don't care anymore. For some males who shake their balls off for every lady, it's been a waste of 2 years. Thank you so much for assisting my GFs cheating on me. Sorry for the rant, but I'm irritated right now. I'll probably change this later when I'm not so angry. Thanks for watching my video. Make sure to like and subscribe for more Reddit stories.